All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Thomas Hooker Brewing Company, and they're out of Bloomfield, Connecticut, and this is their chocolate peanut butter cup stout. So they're calling this one a chocolate peanut butter cup stout that comes in at 9.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just over 3 months old. I'm gonna give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Steven, for hooking me up with this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies Steven hooked me up with, and he hooked me up with another Thomas Hooker beer. All of the Thomas Hooker beers I reviewed on the channel, I'm pretty sure, came via Steven, and this one sounds delightful. Now, I don't know much about this one because they don't have a lot of information online, but it does say a sweet Connecticut collaboration with Munson's chocolates, and underneath in very tiny print it says 3 generations of chocolatiers established in 1946. So I'd imagine Munson's is a chocolatier that maybe they're using and brewing this one with their chocolate peanut butter cup that they sell at the store, or maybe it's inspired by their chocolate peanut butter cups. I don't know. But on the back here it says a character, dark chocolate peanut butter cup, and then underneath it says decadent and delightful. A true treat of a beer. Dark chocolate notes pair with peanut butter cream and chocolate to bring you peanut butter cup in a glass. So basically it's Imperial Stout. I imagine they're using some form of peanut butter in here, or peanuts or something, and then chocolate. That would be my guess, but again, don't really know. Steven, if anybody out there in the Connecticut area knows, let me know. But we're going to just review it. Got to go in almost blind outside of, I know what the beer is, but I just don't know the ingredients. So the last peanut butter cup beer I had was from Southern Tier. Very polarizing beer. A lot of folks saying that they liked it. A lot of folks saying that they agreed with me and got that buttered popcorn. Some folks saying they enjoyed it, but it was more caramel or toffee, or maybe even butterscotch. Some folks saying I hated it and I didn't get the buttered popcorn. So I'm hoping this one is a little bit better than that beer, because that wasn't a good peanut butter cup beer to me. Anyway, pitch black, has about a half finger of a straight up, we'll say light brown colored head. Some decent alcohol legs. We won't say sheets because they're not sheets, but it's definitely coating the glass, 9.5%. Looks beautiful. You can't see through it. Kind of what you expect out of an Imperial Stout, right? Let's get nose. Okay. So that is, kind of smells like the Reese's Puff cereal, because you get that like dark chocolate, roasted malt kind of, grain to it, but then it's mixing with that peanut butter kind of character. So you get more of like an actual cereal kind of vibe to it. And Reese's Puff cereal makes sense to me. And Reese's Puff cereal, because it's Reese's, they have like chocolate and peanut butter in their natural flavoring or artificial flavoring or whatever. But yeah, it kind of smells like that. Or Reese's Pieces. More so than like actual peanut butter cups, Reese's Pieces would make sense here. Or even like peanut butter M&Ms. Yeah, there's the chocolate is definitely darker, but it's like a sweet, like Hershey's kind of special dark, as opposed to like a 40 or 50 or 60% cacao bar, or like a baker's chocolate, or cocoa powder or something like that. But it has that roasted malt character that's blending in with the chocolate, giving me the Reese's Puffs vibes. But the peanut butter here, it's a nice peanut butter character. Like, it smells like peanut butter. Maybe a touch of like vanilla in here as well. But yeah, again, if I had to go in order, to go Reese's Puff cereal, Reese's Pieces, and then kind of into like a peanut butter M&Ms. That's kind of like the peanut butter hierarchy that I'm getting right now in terms of the character in the aroma. It smells pretty damn good, and definitely way better than the Southern Tier one. I just have to mention that again because that's the last one that's fresh on my mind of peanut butter beer, and this aroma-wise is significantly better. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Stephen. Yeah, Reese's Puff cereal for sure. Oh, 100% Reese's Puff cereal on the finish. Holy shit. That's crazy. This is very, I don't want to say one note, but this is very simplistic in how it's delivering not only the characters to your palate, but the characters themselves. Very simplistic, but it works pretty well. Buying this is a little bit thin for 9.5%. I'd say this is like higher side of medium. I like to see it like lower side of full. It doesn't detract from the drinking experience, but it's definitely somewhat noticeable to me. I feel like a good friend of mine, fellow beer super Paul over at PA Brew News, it's a bit thin for sure. The mouthfeel, decent carbonation, mild to moderately carbonated. It's smooth. I'd like to see this a little bit more creamy. That's one issue I have with a lot. I'm talking a ton of peanut butter beers, peanut butter cup beers, whatever you want to call them. I feel like, hey, if you eat a Reese's peanut butter cup or any kind of peanut butter cup, you get the creaminess from the peanut butter, you know, and it's smooth, right? I feel like if you can transition that into the mouthfeel of a beer, you got a winner. And a lot of the peanut butter beers just don't do that. It doesn't give you the smooth, creamy essence of peanut butter. That's why I'm saying more Reese's Puff cereal here than anything, because that's kind of the feel from the mouthfeel, but also the characteristics. So a lot of times, if you watch a lot of my reviews, I go in stages: front of the palate, mid palate, back palate, you know, the finish, this, that, and the other. I really can't do that here. Why? Because again, it's very simplistic, and what I get across the palate from front to back is Reese's Puff cereal. It's chocolate, it's peanut butter, and it has that grainy cereal kind of vibe on the palate. And the finish especially, it's just like I got done eating a spoonful of Reese's Puff cereal, maybe sans milk, but you know, it is a beverage, so maybe with the milk. But that's exactly what I get. It's pretty sweet overall, but it's not cloying. There is, because of that like grainy kind of feel, there's like a nice dryness, like a semi to full-on dry feeling on the back of the palate. Really not much bitterness to speak of. I think the only like real beer characteristic in this is there is a omnipresent roasted malt character, but again, that's mixing in with that Reese's Puff cereal kind of vibe, right? It's a little bit roasty. I like Reese's Puff cereal quite a bit. But this is one of, if not the least complex chocolate peanut butter beers I've ever had in my life. It's not a bad thing though. Sometimes you can, you know, be overwhelmed by complexities and just too many flavors at once, and your palate trying to process it and then wondering if you really like it. The fact that I'm just getting kind of dark chocolate, peanut butter, or again, Reese's Puff cereal with a little bit of roasted malt, I think it works. Is it amazing to me? It's not. I don't know what would make this amazing. I think because it's called the chocolate peanut butter cup stout, I kind of wanted more of a, I think the mouthfeel, if the mouthfeel was a little bit smoother and creamier, I think this would get into like the 4.25 round for me, which is a pretty good score. But I got to knock it down a little bit because I think the mouthfeel's lacking, and so is the complexity. But I will say, I am getting chocolate peanut butter. It's just not chocolate peanut butter cup. So chocolate peanut butter cup stout from Thomas Hooker. I'm going to give this a pretty good score because I think it's a pretty good chocolate peanut butter cup Imperial Stout. I'm going to give this a high 4 to 5. We'll go 4.1. I think this is pretty damn good. I can't get it into the low 4.25 range just because of the mouthfeel especially. I think like the mouthfeel on this, it's just lacking just a little bit for me. So it's still good though. And if you like chocolate peanut butter beers or peanut butter beers in general, and you're in the New England area and you can get this, grab it. I think it's worth it. Price point availability, I have no idea. So Steven or anybody in Connecticut or anyone around the brewery, let me know what a price of this, price for a 4-pack or even a single can of this is. I'd imagine this is like probably $16 to $18 a 4-pack. I know Thomas Hooker has better price points. So I would have no problems paying $4 or $5 for a can of this without question. And the availability, again, don't know with Thomas Hooker. We do not see them here in the Buffalo, New York area. At least I haven't. If they have shown up, I haven't seen them. But I'm pretty sure they get decent distro in the New England area, maybe even the Mid-Atlantic area to some degree. So huge thanks to Steven for this one. 9.5%, definitely a big warming in the chest. No astringency on the palate, but it's definitely warming and I can just feel it. It's just like each sip, I'm like, oh, this is good. So that's nice. It hides the alcohol pretty well, all things considered. And this is just a really nice beer. I would say I'd probably rather share this with another person, so we each get 8 ounces. Again, it's not cloying, it's not overly sweet. It's just kind of, I don't want to say what I was going to say because then, see, I give this beer 4.1, so I might take it the wrong way. But, all right, I'll just say it anyway. This is kind of like a boring chocolate peanut butter cup stout. And I say that in the nicest way possible because sometimes you just want boring, simple, simplistic. And I think that's what this is, a simplistic chocolate peanut butter cup stout. I never thought I would use that phrase ever in my life. It sounds really dumb when I'm just listening to it back. Simplistic chocolate peanut butter cup stout. If you'd have told me that, 10, 12 years ago with beer, I would be like, what the fuck are you even talking about? I don't know. Anyway, huge thanks to Steven. Thanks everybody stopping by for another beer review here in the Beer Patrol. Again, if you've had this one, post in the comment section. Appreciate it. Till the next one. Cheers.